Whenever you're ready.
Ready.
Hi, this is Josh Masters again with Masters Fencing, and I'm going to take you through a walkthrough of a board-on-board, 5/8 thick picket, 6 foot tall, pressure-treated privacy fence. Here you can see, whenever we start the installation, first process, of course, is to set the key post, which would be end post, corner post, corner post, corner post, corner post, and then another end post beside the house. So then we can run our string line out in accordance with the layout of the fence. Here, whenever we install the first picket or the inside board, I leave it about a 1/2 inch from the spacing of the house there, making sure not to touch the house. And then each inside picket or 2x4 board has a 3.5 inch gap set between them. I come over that 3.5 inch gap with a 5.5 inch wide picket, being sure to center the dog ears on the gap that was created. That way it will overhang at least about 1 inch on each side of the underlying picket. What that affects over time, lumber could shrink. This guarantees for the entire life of the fence, maybe even 20 years from now, that the fence will always remain completely private. You'll never be able to see through any cracks, splits, spaces. So it's actually, in essence, board-on-board privacy fence. That's where the name comes from. So here, as you see, we follow the flow of the property. Every fence, I hear a lot of customers say that they want it level across the top. No, you don't. You don't want it level. You want it straight across the top in accordance with the way that your property flows. So here we follow the flow of the property, starting about 1 inch off the ground, 5.5 inches above the 2x4, which we'll take a look on the inside whenever we do the walkthrough, be able to look at the craftsmanship a little bit better. Here, follow through the flow. On this side, the customer actually wanted a double drive. So we'll walk all the way to the end, and we'll come back to the double drive here, and we'll walk around the corner over here. Following upon property, staying nice and straight across the top. Whenever I installed or nailed the pickets in, it was all custom built. I didn't use pre-made or pre-manufactured panels. So each nail was hand nailed into the 2x4. Every underlying picket, I used a 2-inch long coil-lated ring shank nail. On the baseboard or outside picket, I used either a 2 1/4 or a 2 1/2 ring shank coil-lated nail. That way, the face nail will hold not only this picket and this picket, but it'll get a good bite on the 2x4 behind as well to hold it all together. Here we'll take a corner right here, nice and straight. I think this line was about 80 feet.
Yep.
Nice straight line through there, all the way towards the back, following the flow of the property. As you see, it does have a bit of an angle that slopes up a little bit in the back. I tried to transition that out in the line, make it look like it actually belongs on the property. So it's actually custom built for this property. Here we'll take a look inside. These posts as well, I used 6x6x12s actually, because I couldn't find a 10-footer. 6x6x10 foot hinge post here for the double drive, and I extended them up a little bit, which I'll show you on the inside for the lights here. And so these solar panels really give it a little nostalgic view. Lights it up at night so you can see to access it. Here, got some nice heavy-duty handles with some lag bolts in. Here, this latch could be operated from the inside or the outside. You pull up like this, and the gate closest to the house is for main access. That's for entry to come in and out. So then that way, it's most efficient, closest to the house, whatnot. So coming in and out, we just use this gate, push it up, and pop it open. Real simple. We'll come in here. Come in here. Hey, puppy, look. Hey, puppy, look. And here we'll take a look at the construction here. Yeah, you got a new kid. Come here. I hadn't told him off yet. So here on this side, we'll start right here. Of course, the 4x4 that we installed here, the key post, it's about 1 foot off of the house. Then what I did is extend the rail past the post, and then being sure to keep the 2x4. It's about 2 inches off of the house. So then I could extend the picket about an inch past that. And so it doesn't touch the house, but right there close by it. Here, actually 5.5 inches above, right here for each picket, following the flow of the property. We staged it all first. Here's a post. Every post is also set in concrete. Really important that all your posts are set in concrete. About 30 to 40 pounds of concrete on each post. Each hole was dug on all 4 sides, past the string line. So whenever I ran my string line, I was sure to kick it out to be sure to dig past the string line so you can get concrete in the front or the outside of the post, so that concrete will cover all 4 sides. Then packed it down really tight, and then put about 6 to 9 inches of dirt back on top of that. Pack that down really tight, and you know, in about 3 days to a week, these posts will be as firm as a tree. They'll be immovable. Here, break points for each 2x4, of course, I picked up here on each post. Here's the double drive. Really excited about the double drive. It turned out really nice. Like I said, these 6x6x12s here, these are monsters. Went about 4 feet down in the ground. I used about 100 to 120 pounds of fast set concrete mixed with some regular set concrete. So then that way, make sure it sits up nice and firm. So I filled up the majority of the post with concrete and packed that down really tight, make sure it's set up nice and firm. Put dirt back on top of that, packed it down, and made sure that these posts were immovable before even messing with the gate. That's where a lot of installers will go wrong. They'll go ahead and start hanging the gates before the posts are firm or the concrete's set up completely. And eventually what that do will cause it to sag. Once it sags, it's stuck that way. Concrete's hard. But here, the hinges, I really like these hinges. These are T hinges. They're 12 inches long. Here I used the lag bolts to go into the 2x4. And the screws that actually are put here, I used one here and one here that were about like that. So that will hold the entire gate by itself. The rest of it's pretty much just a nostalgic view, but it's not going anywhere. Everything, very crucial, pilot hold. Everything's got to be pilot hold. Splits will happen. So you know, even if the screw says pilot hold's not necessary, it's better to be safe than sorry. You know, because you definitely want your gate to last many years. And here also in the construction of the gate, I used what's called an L bracket. Pilot hold these, of course. And it helped to hold these corners together. And also, where each corner meet, I lat joint each corner. That's the strongest hold. Lat joint, and then I screwed the corners together. Here the latch, like I said, could be open from either side. Also got some access handles here on the inside. So just pop it down like that, and it can open up. I just give them a good slam, make sure everything holds nice and firm. Put a lag bolt right, or you can put a lag bolt, or you could put a lock right here, whatever you want, lock it up. You know, it can't be open from either side. Here on the drop rods, like I said, this one is a stationary gate that remains closed at all times. It's not necessary to open unless you need the distance. So I also installed an extra drop rod right here, just in case strong storms or whatnot come through. So I also cut a 2-foot long piece of PVC pipe, and I hammered down in the ground, pulling out slightly every little bit to knock the dirt back out, and then hammered it back down. So if you're, so this drop rod right here doesn't have to be down at all times. If you're wanting to access your front, you know, like during the daytime or whatnot, you can leave this drop rod up. But say if you're going out of town, whatever the case may be, you know, you want to keep them both down. Just know that if both these drop rods are down, you can't access this gate from the front anymore. And so if we need the distance here, we'll open up. Boom. So we got us our full distance right there. And it's real simple. We just lift it up, put it down right there just to keep it stationary. And here on this drop rod, this one's a nice deep one. And we'll lift it up there. Put it in the little clasp right there. Open her up. Boom. And then, of course, drop this one down right here to make sure it holds. Stay open. There you got your 10-foot wide double drive open. Of course, whenever you close them, always remember to put your little drop rod back in the clasp again so I don't catch on the ground. Close it back up. Down. There we go. And also on each gate as well, I want to mention, I cut a 7.5-inch extension of 2x4 right here. So then that way it had a little bit extra distance for this drop rod to go down in the dirt. So I could actually extend this further. And so the meat of that would actually go down further, creating a stronger hold. Here, we'll shut this gate. Well, forgot my own rule. That. Smooth. Put it down right now for argument's sake. Also, if you had trouble opening them or anything, just bump your knee into it, you know, and it will adjust it. You definitely want it to be a tight hold right there. So here, following the flow of the property again, angling down according with the flow that the property goes. Also, there's some spacing down at the bottom, if you notice, which can be easily fixed. I'll show you later on during the walkthrough with some trim boards. And so it'd be nice and pretty from the outside. Here, following the flow of the property, straight back down again. All the way towards the back corner back there. And this back line, these customers actually installed with me previously, right around, what was it, close to a year ago. And they decided to stain it and paint it. Really kept the look of it. So I do suggest, you know, if you're going to spend all that money to install a fence, why not, you know, go the extra step and stain it or pressure treat it and keep the preservation of it. So here we'll walk through back here on the back line, continuing to the other side. And over here we had a 4-foot walk. In essence, an install like this, I was actually by myself on it, but the homeowners, they helped me out quite a bit. In essence, a 2 or 3 man crew could get this done in a day, 2-day efficient crew. 2-day time frame. Here, of course, I butted up to the existing fence, same type of way. Follow the flow of property there. Second corner. These are actually the 2 1/4 inch nails that were used for the faceboard. So we'll show you here. They're actually ring shank, so they hold really nice whenever they go in. Really stationary nails. Right here to the corner, and here on this access gate, I actually installed a 4-foot walk gate. Here we used the T-hinges again, just did an adjacent brace. Here we did a thumb latch. So this thumb latch, real easy to operate. Just pop it up like that, it will come right out. And then also if you want to lock this, all you do is just turn it like that, put it like that, boom. Now it can be opened from either side. Come out here to the front and get a good angle. Let's give this a nice shut, make sure everything holds nice and firm. I got a nail in the bottoms right there. I'm glad I did that. I forgot to go through there. I'll come back through and nail those bottoms in or screw in. And see. Okay. Following the flow of the property through here, this is the trim board I was talking about. There was a little bit longer gap right there, so all I did was just cut it to measurement, and then put 1 screw into the post right there, and so I just laid it on top of the landscape right there. Eventually, you know, it will rot out faster than the other lumber, but that's what it's for. You know, trim board, so your dogs don't get out, of course. Here, following the flow of the property, staying back through here. We'll take a nice shot of the back line again. I think this was about a
200 feet. 200 feet.
Yep, 200-foot line. Straight shot back. And everything came together. Like I said, these are the 5/8 thick boards, pressure treated, dog ears. And that's about it. That about does it. And from myself and everybody here at Masters Fencing, as always, we thank you for installing with us.